This is a lesson to teach you all kinds of Buddhism only in 1 hour. People practice Buddhism. They want to create the karma. The karma can pass away to Buddha. The karma is very important to your life. It will affect you're lucky or not lucky, you're rich or poor. It also affects your son and daughters if they're lucky or not lucky. And it also affects your next life, afterlife, or the next circle of your life. How to understanding karma? In China, if you are unlucky during these days, that means your karma is not enough. If your karma is not enough, do not make any business decisions, or you will lose your money. And do not make love. If your karma is not enough and you are pregnant, you will give birth an unlucky baby. The karma is just like your smartphone. If there is not enough load, you cannot connect to internet, and all functions will not working. You cannot using your Facebook. Karma is also like a car without gasoline. So if you have no gasoline, any route you plan is wrong. So you need fill your gasoline first, then planning the route. If you feel these days many unlucky things happen, that means your karma is not enough. So you should practice Buddhism, create the karma first, then do any decisions. The karma is very important. Practice Buddhism could create karma. So how to practice? That is a very complex question, because different kinds of Buddhism, they have different answers. Like Theravada, they're using meditation to awakeness to create karma. The early stage of Mahayana in China, they're using meditation to instead of meditation. And they promote the revolution to create the karma. Today's Mahayana, their doctrine was changed. Today's Mahayana using chanting name of Buddha and eat vegetable to create the karma. So, which answer is right? That's why we need a license to teach you Buddhism. The Buddhism will experience 3 ages. The first is full Dharma age. The second is half Dharma age. The third is Dharma ending. Now we are in the Dharma ending age. During these 3 periods, the Buddhism will change. Back to a question, how to create karma? Practice Buddhism could create karma, but the Buddhism was already changed in Dharma ending age. So that means the practice ways should be changed also. So that's why we have so many kinds of Buddhism, because they have different opinions on how to practice Buddhism. The Theravada thought in Dharma ending age, the practice way no need to change. The early stage of Mahayana and the early stage of Vajrayana, they thought the practice way should be changed. They thought in Dharma ending, the human beings were changed. From good people to bad people, they are degenerated. In the past time, the human being, their lifetime is very long, and now we are very short lifetime. Even the human beings are different races in 2 ages, so the doctrine of Buddhism should be changed. Before, we practice Buddhism using meditation, but now meditation was no use. So we using education to instead of meditation. Before, people are good, so no killing can create the karma. Now, people are bad, so killing them can create the karma. Anyway, Dharma is a circle, from old Buddha to new Buddha. If Buddha is Dharma ending, that means Buddha B's full Dharma age were coming. So the early stage of Mahayana thought. So in full Dharma age, Buddhists no mission. But in Dharma ending age, Buddhists has mission. They have a mission to establish a new age for the coming new Buddha. So different opinion on Dharma ending, that makes different doctrine. Back to question, how to practice Buddhism to create the karma? There is two kinds of opinions. Self-help means help yourself to create the karma. This practice way is up to your personal ability, like meditation, like chanting the name of Buddha, like eating vegetable. Self-help will create the karma from your personal ability. For example, if you eating vegetable for a long time, that means the karma is created more. But others help. They thought in Dharma ending, the awakeness is no use. Personal ability cannot create the karma. The only way to create the karma is awakeness first, then education to others. So the karma is from you help others. For example, I am teaching you Buddhism. I am not charging you money. So what I got the karma, because in Mahayana, the karma is from you help others. Now the question is how to help others to create the karma. In early Mahayana, it is education. In ancient China, the Mahayana Buddhism called 佛教. 佛 mean Buddhism. 教 mean education. Because of history, the early Mahayana doctrine was changed. Now today's Mahayana, the education was removed. Human beings in full Dharma age and Dharma ending age were very different. There are two kinds of races. Because during this time, human beings were degenerated. Before, the people had high personal ability, so they can create the karma from help themselves. Now, the people have lost this high personal ability, so they cannot create the karma if they are using the self-help way. Just like Newton, he was hit by an apple and invented the zero of universe gravity. He can do this because he has high personal ability. If you hit by an apple, you cannot create anything. Because your personal ability is very low, that is the problem of self-help, because it is not for public. If you want understanding the gravity zero, you no need hit by an apple. You just need 1 hour lesson to understanding how it works. So from education to understanding the gravity zero, you no need high personal ability like Newton. It is designed for human beings in Dharma ending and for public. Let's check the Google map. Theravada was in India, in Burma, in Thailand. Mahayana was in mainland China. Then Japanese Buddhism was from Mahayana. And the Tibet Buddhism, Vajrayana, is from Mahayana. If you read the book and the wiki, it was said Vajrayana is from India in 8th century. But that is wrong, because Theravada and Mahayana were very different Buddhism. But the doctrine of Vajrayana is very similar to early stage of Mahayana. And I have the evidence to prove Vajrayana is from the early stage of Mahayana. Why I say early Mahayana? Because in 845 AD, then Tang Dynasty government killing the Buddhism. They destroy the temple and they kill the monks. In Chinese history, we called it Huicang Fanan. Under the killing of government, the Mahayana have to change the doctrine. Today, we know the Mahayana monks, they no sexual, they eat vegetable, they no killing. But is this the really doctrine of Mahayana? If we research Chinese history, before the killing Buddhism in 845 AD, there is a Mahayana revolution happened hundreds of years ago. We can restore the early Mahayana doctrine from history research. In this revolution, Master Fa Qing get married with a lady. That means in early doctrine, the sexual is allowed. Master Fa Qing advocated killing to create karma. This is Sadu Fa in Tibet Buddhism, in Vajrayana. Zen temple owned the army to against the government. The monks were leaders. So you will know in Tibet Buddhism, they also own army. And in Japanese Buddhism, they own army also. The war was under the name of Maitreya Buddha. Before the 845 AD, Chinese Buddhists worship Maitreya Buddha only. They no worship Shakyamuni. In this revolution, the leader claimed himself is the Ming Dharma king of Jujing state. Now we know the word Dharma king, Fa Wang. This word not in today's Mahayana doctrine, but in ancient Mahayana doctrine and the Tibet Buddhism. So we from research the early stage of Mahayana doctrine, we have the evidence to prove that Tibet Buddhism is from the mainland China, the early stage of Mahayana. Why Tang Dynasty government killing the Buddhism? Because the early Mahayana always promote the revolutions. Mahayana revolution, not only one revolution, but including all. From 473, Master Huiyin led the revolution. 481, Master Fa Xiu led the revolution. 419, Master Sima Huiyu led the revolution. 514, Master Liu Shensao led the revolution. 515, Master Fa Qing led the revolution. So, before the 845 AD, the early Mahayana always led the revolution because their doctrine. That's why the government will kill the monks, and their doctrine have to change from killing to no killing, from sexual to no sexual. In 845 AD, The Kill Buddhism makes early Mahayana doctrine was changed. Before, monks can get married and sexual. Now, they no sexual. Before, they eat meat. Now, eat vegetable. Before, they allowed to killing. Now, no killing. Before, they own army. Now, they no own army. Before, the Buddhism is an education system. Now, is no education. Before, they worship Maitreya Buddha. Now, they worship Shakyamuni. Before, they always promote the revolution. Now, they advocate peace and love. So, today's Mahayana is fake Mahayana. If you ask me where is the doctrine came from, I will say it came from Theravada. Because no sexual, no killing, meditation all came from Theravada. After separating the fake Buddhism, no any revolution happens in later Mahayana history. If you ask me why, I think the Maitreya Buddha was instead of a fake Shakyamuni Buddha from India. The early Mahayana thought, if the world into Dharma ending period, the new Buddha Maitreya were coming to earth. So that's why they worship Maitreya and why they declare war to help the Maitreya coming to build a new age. After killing Buddhism, Maitreya worship was illegal. The government forced the temple using Shakyamuni to instead of Maitreya. There is two kinds of Shakyamuni. The one is the real one in Mahayana. The another is a fake one in Theravada. After killing Buddhism, I think the government forced the temple using the Theravada Shakyamuni to instead of Mahayana Maitreya. So today's Mahayana is fake Buddhism. The doctrine is from Theravada. What is Chinese Buddha teaching us? If you're reading the Mahayana books, it is about the alien. The Buddha will teach you many kinds of planet. On this planet, there is many kinds of aliens. How did they eat? How did they raise up children? How did they make love? One kind of alien, they make love, no need physical contact. They just look into air and transfer the information, then can present. For human beings, we make love and exchanging the DNA. The DNA will contact many information. But why not directly transfer the information from Wi-Fi? So I think this kind of alien is advanced than human being. The Mahayana books teach us different kinds of planet and different kinds of aliens, of course including the Earth. For other planets, we cannot confirm because we never been there. But the Earth we can confirm. The Book of Dharma Ending. 佛说法灭尽经. The Buddha teach us when in Dharma ending what will happen on the human beings. So this book was 1,000 years ago, but already proved. So you will understand why so many Chinese people, they are crazy for early stage of Mahayana. Because Buddha teaching us much. Most of what he said was proved. So if he said, in the coming future, a Maitreya will coming to help you, do you believe it? Of course, I will believe, because The Buddha taught us 1,000 years ago and approved. And the Buddha taught us in coming future, there will be a Maitreya Buddha coming. So I think percent 99 he will write. So what is the India version Buddha teach us? Meditation in forest, no killing, bag food, no sexual, just social. The real Buddha, I thought he maybe before big flood, maybe more than 4,000 years ago, maybe in Middle East. The India version Buddha is Shakyamuni. He was born 2,500 years ago. So I think Shakyamuni may be an Indian liar. He knows the story of real Buddha, so he forged him as a Buddha. That's what I think, because I have some evidence. Let's go back to Google Map. If you see the map, India is very, very near to Tibet. And mainland China is a very long distance to Tibet. In ancient China, it's very hard to go there because many mountains. So if Theravada not cheating you, if the Buddhism really created by Shakyamuni, so why the Tibet Buddhism is not Theravada? It is early stage of Mahayana. The second evidence is Theravada, their practice way is very similar to Hinduism. So it's just like Hinduism in the name of Buddhism. Why I thought the real Buddha is before the big flood? Because I researched the Mahayana books. There is one Mahayana book called the Book of Dharma Ending, 佛说法灭尽经. This book was proof in past thousands of years. So, in this book it said, in Dharma Ending, people's lifetime was very short. Man's hair will turn into white when he was 40 years old. So that means in full Dharma age, humans' lifetime is longer than us. If Shakyamuni is really Buddha, we know he was born 2,500 years ago. So in full Dharma age is 500 BC. That time is Chinese Zhou dynasty. We have many Zhou dynasty record. In Zhou dynasty, people's lifetime even shorter than us. But before the big flood, then human beings, their life is longer than us. So I think the Shakyamuni in India is a fake Buddha. The real Buddha was born before big flood. The Mahayana book, Maitreya Buddha Coming to Earth, 弥勒下生经. It said, 佛在波沙山说法，波沙山诸佛降魔之地. If we translate into English, it said, Buddha is teaching on Bosa Mountain. In past time, on Bosa Mountain, many Buddhas fight with devils. So how do you understanding many Buddhas fight with devils? 诸佛降魔. I think it is a story about a war between aliens or a war between gods. This story are both recorded in Sumerian legend and the Chinese Han ethnic legend. So I know where is Bosan Mountain. The Bosan Mountain may be in Middle East. In ancient time, there is a nuclear war happen between aliens. Maybe the Buddha was a familiar alien called Anunnaki. This kind of alien has 5 to 3 meters high. In China ancient picture and in China temple, the Buddha's height was 6 meters. So according to my research, the full Dharma age should be in Sumerian age. At this time, Buddha ruled human beings directly. The half Dharma age was ancient Egypt. At that time, a Buddha was writing a letter on a piece of jade. He using an agent to rule the human beings. So Dharma ending is starting from 3,000 years ago. At that time, Buddha left the earth. Why I thought 3,000 years ago? A Chinese king called Zhou Mu Wang. He is the king of Zhou dynasty. Zhou royal family's DNA has a relationship with Buddha. So when Buddha went to leave Earth, they have a party in Middle East. Then Zhou Mu Wang maybe go there to join this party. According to document, we know that the party happened 3,000 years ago. For 16 AD, Master Huiyuan created Pure Land Buddhism. Pure Land Buddhism is early Mahayana, but it is very special. Before, the Buddhism masters only teaching in temple. Now they can teaching in home. So the Buddhism divided in 2 branches. The one is home master, the another is temple. And then the home master development, the White Lotus Buddhism. 845 AD, Tang Dynasty government killing the Buddhism. The government only killing the monks in temple. The temple have to change the doctrine, separating the fake Buddhism. But the government not killing the home masters in White Lotus Buddhism, because the home masters were separated in the home. It is decentralized. So the government have no such technology to against them. That's why White Lotus Buddhism never changed the doctrine. They separating the true Buddhism, which is the early stage of Mahayana doctrine. If you research the Chinese history, before killing Buddhism, the Mahayana temple leading many revolutions. But after killing Buddhism, they not leading any revolution. Then White Lotus leading many revolutions. So you will understand the early stage of Mahayana doctrine result the revolution. Now we starting learn the White Lotus Buddhism. The first question, what is White Lotus? You know, lotus is a flower of the Buddha. But the White Lotus is very special. The Buddha said, in Dharma ending, everything will turn bad, including the Buddhism. You know, before, the temple separating the true Buddhism. Later, they have to separating the fake Buddhism. That is in Dharma ending. Everything just like this. Only white lotus not affected by Dharma ending. So in hard time, the true Buddhism were hidden in white lotus. It is a vehicle for true Buddhism in Dharma ending. So the doctrine of white lotus still worship material Buddha. They allowed killing and sexual and many more. It is similar with early Mahayana. So let's start to learn White Lotus Buddhism. Let's study the doctrine. 弥勒下生，明王出世。The 弥勒下生 called material download, and the 明王出世 is called Ming Dharma King coming. So where to download the material? It is deposited in Dharma world. So Dharma world and the physical world, they have relationship. Physical world just like a movie, and the Dharma world just like the data of movie. So in Dharma world, no space, no time, but including the past and the future. In Dharma world, there is many Dharma bodies. On the earth, every person, every organization, they have a Dharma body in the Dharma world. So how to understanding Dharma body? It is your soul. Then it is recording your karma. Because Dharma world, there is no time, no space. But on earth, there is time and space. Everyone will die. So when you die, your Dharma body will come back to Dharma world, and they will recircle again. But in next circle, if your karma is not enough, maybe you are not the soul of human being. Maybe you are the soul of a pig, because your karma is not enough. The soul of the Dharma body was deposited in your nervous system. The nervous system is just like a hard disk of a computer. It can deposit the data. That means the nervous system, it can deposit more souls, more Dharma bodies, not only yourself. If a lady was pregnant, the fertilized egg, no nervous system. So where is baby's Dharma body deposit? It deposit in mother's nervous system. So abortion only removes the physical body of the baby. It cannot remove the Dharma body in mother's nervous system. So many women, they are disturbed by the baby's soul after abortion. Material download, just like your smartphone, download an app from Google Play. Then your physical body, your smartphone, has new functions. Material download, just like your nervous system, your hard disk, deposit two Dharma bodies. One is yourself, the another is materials. If material download on a person, he is a living Buddha. So what is living Buddha? After 845 AD, killing Buddhism, the Mahayana Pure Land, their doctrine was changed. After killing Buddhism, material Buddha was illegal. So today's Mahayana Pure Land, they chant in the name of Amitabha Buddha and eat vegetable. But Amitabha Buddha is not manager Earth. He manages another planet. If Amitabha Buddha download, he will download another planet. If Maitreya Buddha download, he will download on Earth, because Maitreya Buddha manages the Earth. So if Maitreya download, it must download on a certain person, because this one is a living person. So he is a living Buddha. For the living Buddha, if he download the Maitreya Buddha, he is special because he has a mission. If he conduct his mission, he is a Dharma king. Now we understand the Maitreya download and the Dharma king. So what is mean Dharma king? In early stage of Mahayana, the Buddha has two bodies. The one is a mercy body, the another is an angry body. Because killing Buddhism in 845 AD, the angry body doctrine was removed, but it can find in Tibet Buddhism. So what is angry body? Maitreya is a new Buddha. When the old Buddha's Dharma was ending, the new Buddha will come in. The new Buddha will declare war to the old world, stop the old Buddha's Dharma. So during this period, the Maitreya Buddha was in angry body because he has a mission to declare war. Now we are in Dharma ending. There will be a war of Pure Land in coming future. After the war, the earth will turn into the New Age. The New Age is Maitreya Pure Land. So the mission before the war is teaching others White Lotus Buddhism. The mission in the war is joining the war of Pure Land as a warrior of Buddha. If you convert to White Lotus Buddhism, your Dharma body will managed by Kingdom of Maitreya. So you will convert into the warrior of Maitreya Buddha. If your karma is not enough, after you die, maybe the next circle, your physical body is not a human being, maybe a pig. But if you are warrior of Maitreya Buddha, if you die, the next circle, at least, is a human being, because you have the mission. If the next circle is a pig, the pig cannot conduct the mission. If you died in holy war of Maitreya Buddha, your Dharma body will turn into matrix of Maitreya Buddha, because it created many karma. So your Dharma body will continue develop in Dharma world until it grow up as a new Maitreya Buddha. Early Mahayana doctrine result many revolutions. Why Chinese people so crazy about Mahayana, about the holy war of Maitreya Buddha? Because two reasons. Buddha teaching us different planet and different alliance, including the earth and the human being. And the Buddha teach us what will happen in coming future, and all proof it. That's why Chinese were so believe in early Mahayana. The second reason is Chinese people, percent 90 is Han ethnic people. And the Han ethnic people's legend is very similar to early Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddha seems alien from Sumeria age. Han people came from Sumeria too. More than 90% of Chinese population is Han ethnic people. In 1949, Then Chinese Communist Party established People's Republic of China. Their policies came from another communist country, Soviet Union. Every citizen have to belong to an ethnic. So before 1949, we are Han people. Han people is not an ethnic or race, because ethnic is from Japan in late 19th century. What is Han mean? The Han means Xin Han. In ancient China, Xin Han means galaxy. So Han people means people from galaxy. They are descendants of alien. The Han people is another name of Huaxia people. So what is Huaxia people? More than 3,300 years ago, there is a Zhou tribe moved from ancient Egypt to China. They called themselves Hua people. They came from ancient Egypt, but they are independent state in ancient Egypt. Before, they are Sumerian. More than 3,000 years ago, then China is an uncivilized place. Zhou tribe takes civilization and values into China. They are ruler of law, freedom of speech, technology, political system, philosophy, equal rights, humanity, universal value, common sense, and the library, and more. Local people is Xia people. So after they convert to the civilization and the value, it composed of Huaxia people. About 3,100 years ago, the Huaxia people overthrew the local regime Song Dynasty and established the Zhou Dynasty. 841 BC, then king of Zhou Dynasty against freedom of speech. So the citizens tried to kill him. The king was escaped. Because no king, then Zhou government are using democracy to rule this country. This year called first year of Republic. After fall of Zhou Dynasty in 255 BC, the Huaxia is not existence. So in later time, Huaxia people called themselves Han people, means the people came from galaxy. So if local Chinese people, they not convert the value, they are not Huaxia people. After they convert, they are Huaxia people. So the Han people is not a race. It is more like a religion. In the left is ancient Egypt language. In the right is Zhou Dynasty language. They are very similar. This is the Han Fu, means the clothes of Han people. It looks very beautiful, but it's very uncomfortable because it is not designed for human being. It is designed for God. Han Fu is Han people acting their ancestor, the Sumerian gods, or Anunnaki alien. You see, very similar. In Old Testament, Son of God make love with human's daughter and give birth the next generation. The Zhou tribe said their ancestor's mother see the footprint of giant and get pregnant. So she maybe make love with the giant in that day, the giant was Anunnaki alien. So Han people not development the God, because the God is their ancestor. So they development the ancestor worship. And the China, they called it land of gods. In Han people, the gods or aliens, they called king. And half god, half human being, they called Huang. And a king who has a blood relationship with gods and appointed by God, he is Wang. Today, activists from Han National Liberation Movement, they advocate equal rights and against the dictatorship. They called themselves Huang Han. It means we are half God, half human being. We came from galaxy, and the freedom, the democracy, the human rights, the equal rights, all these things are from order of God. Son of God, make love with human's daughter. They not only give birth to the Han people, but also Canadian, North American native, South American native, Korean and Japan, Southeast Asia. They are all descendants of God. West media, they will not tell you 3,000 years ago, Chinese people already established a democracy government. They hate us because white people, they are not selected by God. They are food of God. Zhou tribe is from Sumerian. They are an independent state in ancient Egypt. Then they moved to China. Then China was dominated by some people. Some people, also the descendants of gods, they direct moved to China very long ago. In the left is Sumerian language. In the right is Song language. They still kept the custom of God. For example, they eat human beings, especially eat white people. Before, many white people in China, but they eat up. Later, any white animals in China is very purist, because the white animals is a gift of God. If you read the Old Testament, Abraham binding Isaac donate to God because at that day the God eat white people. Zhou tribe is a descendant of God, but their blood already mixed white people, the alien. So when the Zhou tribe moved to China, the leader of Zhou tribe donated the first son as food to king of Song dynasty. That means the Song dynasty is very similar with gods in Middle East. They will eat your first son as food. One day, an alien gave a piece of gui to leader of Zhou tribe. He said, God owed you against the Song and established Zhou dynasty. What is gui? Gui is a piece of jade. At that day, God not directly rule a human being. They using the agent king to rule a human being. The God will write a letter on gui to order the king of human. In ancient Egypt, they were built a large version of gui to show the people their power is from God. Then the Zhou tribe against the Sun government. After all, they win the war and establish the Zhou dynasty. After establishing Zhou dynasty, priest Jiang Zhiya take out the jade. He translate and teaching the order from God for king of Zhou dynasty. From this story, we know the jade is not kept by royal family. It is kept by priest. Second, the royal family don't know the language of God. They need a priest to translate it. This is very similar with Egypt. In ancient Egypt, the priest kept the letter of God for Pharaoh, and they will translate the language of God for Pharaoh. We don't know what is said on jade, but Zhou dynasty is very different. It has rule of law, freedom of speech, technology, political system, philosophy, equal rights, humanity, universal value, common sense, library, and more. This big change we believe from order of God. Let's back to Old Testament. I think the story of Moses is fake. The letter from God is made of jade, not made of stone. Even the royal family of Zhou dynasty and ancient Egypt, they don't understand the language of God. They need a priest to translate it. So who translated it for you? If you research the Old Testament, Sumerian legend, Chinese Han nation legend, you will understand white people is food of God. So I think the Old Testament percent 80 is right, because the white people are fake good children. So they hate the real good children. The Asian people, the American native. God leaves the earth maybe 3,000 years ago, because in Zhou dynasty document, Zhou Mu Wang ever visit God's house and make love with God's daughter. In later Chinese history, no any document record contact with God. Later, many religion was invited. I think religion is cheating the human beings in the name of God, because God was already leave the earth, so they can cheating. If you ask me why Mahayana Buddhism is so popular in China, I thought it came from the soul of Han peoples. In Zhou dynasty, there is freedom of speech, democracy, human rights, humanity, and much more. That is from order of God. But after Zhou dynasty, the Chinese history was under dictatorship until now. We lost the rights given by God. So, the Zhou dynasty is half Dharma period. Then, the dictatorship history is Dharma ending. From 1916 to 1926, then Republic China has election, has democracy, has senator. Last time we have senator is 845 BC. So you will understand why Mahayana Buddhists always against the government. Because dictatorship is not our traditional. Chinese Buddha ever teach us the different kind of planet and aliens. the knowledge of universe. Even what will happen on the earth. What was he said? Most is proof. The Buddha, just like our ancestor, teach us how to deal with the hard time. That's why Chinese Han people so believe in Mahayana. Let's back to Mahayana. If Dharma body want to come to earth, it need using a physical body as a vehicle, as a container. So the physical body of Holy War of Buddha is Han Liberation Movement or Huang Han Movement. The physical body of the Maitreya Buddha is Han Heros. The physical body of War of Pure Land is World War III. According to Mahayana books are calculated, this war may be happened or finished near 2073. If you want to practice early Mahayana, you should understand Dharma ending. The Dharma ending is a dirty word. It will pollute everything, and everything will turn bad. It is not about moral, because in Dharma ending, there is a power to force you. For example, in a corrupt government, everyone receives dirty money. You're trying to refuse it, but you have to receive. Because if you refuse, everyone will hate you. True Buddhism turned into fake Buddhism. During this change, many monks were killed. Many temples were destroyed. There is a power force you turn bad. White lotus is from dirty wood, but it cannot pollute, so it cannot turn bad. If you want to practice Buddhism, you have to be a white lotus first. Because in Dharma ending, if you want to be a white lotus, it not only need you moral, but also need you brave. Because you need against the poor force you turn bad. After you learn the white lotus Buddhism and your understanding, then you need to teach others. Because in Dharma ending, the karma is created from you help others.